woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background, the radio plays.
失礼、少し聞きたいことがあるんだが。
No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
女の顔の前で指を鳴らす。
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
2回指を鳴らす。
Where am I? Who are you?
それをあんたに聞きたかったんだが。
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
待ってくれ、50年代の何が気に入らないんだ？
The men have small jaws and everything is made out of plastic. Why do you need plastic when you can make the world out of amber?
他にいつがある？
Back in Mecca, during the time of the revolution, the sidewalks and cafes are filled with young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buenguerro. Until you came along, that is.
ガブリエル・ブエニエロって誰だ？
This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
ずっと見てた写真ね。
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you, his head crowned with a wide brim hat. His hair is dark as an oil slick, and his jaw, the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen, and schoolboys used to memorize all of his lines.
じゃあ、あんた若い頃メスクにいたんだな。
Someone was.
誰か？あんたの記憶の話じゃないのか？
They are someone's memories, boy. What difference does it make if it's me or not? They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this, you know? All of this.
All of what? The world? The present?
夢の邪魔をして悪かったな。
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and the man behind the black sun had just come out. The posters were 20 meters tall. Everything was golden. While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution, in Meth, it was a golden age.
他にも聞きたいことがある。
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
There's something off about this woman.
何
Tell
か
her
お
to
か
show
し
you
い
the。soles of her boots. Maybe she was at the hanging somehow.
あんたは何を運んでるんだ？
Diamonds?
ダイヤモンド？
Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was?
そうだな。だが本当は何を運んでるんだ？
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
じゃああんたは自分が何を運んでいるのか分かってないんだな。
I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
積み荷が金製品だったらどうする？
Then it's contraband, Loman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away like bad hand Hermenegildo.
また分からん単語が。
Bad hand. Hermenegildos's bad hand. Strangled through.
へえ、殺人者か。
What can I say? Some people just really like strangling people.
その開拓の牛飼いってやつだが、いまいちよく分からんな。
Of course not. To truly understand the boyadero, you need to listen to on the western plain.
なるほど、そりゃなんだ。
It's an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love with a daring boyadero. He promises to marry her as soon as he returns from the western plain.
めでたし、めでたしか？
Don't be stupid. The boyadero returns from the western plain a changed man one night. As he and his beloved are out walking along the river Margaret, she pleads with him to give up his riding and settle down.
先が読めてきたぞ。
So the boyadero strangles his beloved and throws her body in the Margaret. Then he rides off, because the western plain is calling to him.
そりゃ予想外の展開だな。
You have to understand. A true boyadero needs a whole horizon to himself. He can't be tied down by man or woman. His beloved was selfish. She didn't know what it meant to love a boyadero.
あんたが例の女ドライバーなのか？
Did you just call me a lady, Herife?
女じゃないのか？
The woman's malevolent cackling fills the roundabout.
I'm a lady
Ora.
that you are Gabriel Buenguerro. Only in dreams.
じゃああんたはみんなに恐れられているっていうドライバーじゃないんだな。
I'm only terrifying to small children and to those who used to know me.
なぜ昔の知り合いに恐れられてるんだ？
Because they can no longer recognize the person I once
この
was.
人じゃないのか？なら俺が聞いた女ドライバーってのは誰なんだ？
How should I know? Do I look like
そうだ
I
よ
spend
ね。
a lot of time with the other communers sniffing around when I have my movies to go to? Oh, Sim.
原文 Oh Sim は Oh Yes という意味。
Something in her is pulling towards some unknown rest state. She twitches, like a sleep kick.
俺が来る前ぼんやりしていたようだったが。
She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let her get back to her thing.
なるほど。
So he doesn't think she's the lady driver.
You hear that, Loman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
待て、理由を聞かせろ。
Nothing. I just don't think she's connected to anything.
そんな状態で運転して大丈夫なのか？
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm one of the best communers around. I drive routes no one else will.
ルートって？
Lomonosov's Land, Udajnaya Zemlya, the Western Plain, the Transcatolia Magistral, U41A, Adestradas do Mirador, all the good ones, the deep trenches, where the bluebirds fly.
意識を失うことに関しては俺もプロみたいなもんでな。体に気をつけた方がいいぞ。
You're right, Loman. I'm the one who should take my health more seriously. Thank you for looking out for me.
A correct appraisal. You're quite shabby.
Is that all you woke me up to say?
靴底を見せてくれ。
Now what do you want with an old woman's boots, Sheriff?
頼む、協力してくれ。重要なことなんだ。
Please? I think you should let me get back to Gabriel Buenguerro. You are no Gabriel. Gabriel doesn't say please.
She's wearing sturdy worker's boots made of black leather. Buckles run across. The sole is also made of leather.
もう片方も見せてくれ。
Just before Gabriel, it was the coronation of Franco Negro. Now, there was a real man.
摩耗はない。
Moreover, the boots were size 37. Tiny. There are too many discrepancies in all this.
彼女は変わった靴底のじゃ、彼女は、変わった靴底のじゃない。現場に足跡を残したブーツとは別物だ。フランコネグロの戴冠式ここ突っ込む？
It was. And then it was no more. And I was no longer holding my father's hand. He was no longer descending the stairs in Ryle. The crowd had gone silent. Perhaps it was another Herife who came and woke me up, looking at my boots, asking questions. Or perhaps it was one of the others in this carnival. I don't remember.
他にもいたんだ。
As she says, carnival, she gestures to the empty square with the statue and the machines.
彼女のブーツは違
I
う。
could have told you that from just looking at them. A size is 37.
The feet of a little girl, they fit well on the pedals.
あんたハーブについて知ってることがありそうだな。
What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel, the great adversary, no drugs can compare.
敵だって
Yes, there is a protagonista and an adversario. I am on the side of the adversary. There's no coming back from that hole.
Those epithets are familiar somehow. The great adversary.
大いなる敵に大いなる混沌。
unrest.
聞きたいことと違うな。
Then what were you getting at?
あんたが輸送してるもの、これもなんか堂々巡りだね。あんたハーブの密輸に興味はないか？
Why would I want to do that?
勝負だよ。イソラの活力の源だ。
Loma, what in the name of God are you talking about?
わかった。聞き方を変えよう。ターミナル B を通ってハーブを密輸していないか？
Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way.
ハーブの可能性はないか？
Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiriza to Grad, and the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiriza to Grad, Loman?
知るかよ。だからあんたに聞いてるんだ。
It's diamonds, Loman.
ダイヤ？やっぱりダイヤな。推測でいい。この辺でハーブを密輸しているのは誰だと思う？
Easy. Is the skinny man who thinks he's a
あ
Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
あ。あの人にたどり着くの？でも女性だって言ってたよ。
That's correct. There is no visibility of any of the others.
ダイヤモンドの話なんか聞いてないだろ。そんなものはどうだっていいんだ。
Diamonds are good for you, Loman. You should try them sometime. Make yourself pretty like Eva de Zoras.
わかった。あんたがハーブの密輸に関わってないってんなら、ここで待ってる理由は何だ？
Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music or the seagulls. Look at all the colors and the futures of this world. It's a good palate cleanser, this jamboree. Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the Great Plains.
I think we're done here, no?
今のところは以上だ。
Yes, go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Mesque.
また写真を見るのかい？
Still here, stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
女の運転手がいるらしいんだが、ここにはいないようだ。その女ドライバーとやらがどこにいるか知らないか？
I don't want to talk about that.
あらあれ知ってる？なぜだ？何か知ってるのか？何を知ってる？
Man, I was hoping it isn't gonna be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is.
ハーブ密売の犯人を知らないか聞いたよな。そしたらあんたは知らないと答えた。今度は知ってるっていうのか？
I didn't, man. I told you I was hoping it's not her. That she wouldn't be mixed up in it.
誰なんだ？女の名前は。
Thank God I don't know. People here call her the lady driver. She kept her name a secret. From me too. Now I see why.
あんたとはどういう関係だ？
A friend? An acquaintance. I don't know. She was the only person in
なる
this
ほど。
damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay?
じゃあここが渋滞になってから知り合った人物。女の外見は
A youngish woman. Gruff.
若い。
In a cool way.
What color hair?
Blue and violet. Died.
う
It
ー
was
ん。
violet when she got here. Blue before she went.
出ていく。出ていったのか。
Then she may have dyed it again.
女がここを去ったのはいつだ？
Damn, I don't want to. Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. She's not a bad person. I know that much.
We can't just let it go. It's part of a police investigation.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. The girl's troubled. If you hunt her down, she may not survive it. I can't have that on my conscience.
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only.
I don't believe you.
うん。問題を抱えてるってのはどういうことだ？
She's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out.
She shared this with you?
彼女がその悩みを打ち明けた？
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her.
告げ口なんかじゃない。ちょっと質問に答えてほしいだけだ。
It's snitching, man. I know what it is.
誰もがその女を恐れていると聞いたが、あんたは違うのか？
I heard the rumors.
う
I saw the other
ーん。
drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her.
なるほど。ということは、どうやらシーレングの、言っている彼女と、トミーが言ってる彼女はなんとなく一致しそうだね。
Did this violent life include drug trafficking?
Well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind,
自分の心ってのは？
the way it worked, the trouble it was giving her.
女はここを去った時、トラックを置いていったか？
Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand her or were afraid of
い
her.
ないのよ。
They'd be more than happy to rat her out.
もうトラック運転手がここにいないの、そんなに。
He's right. There are other options. The raceman, for one.
うーん。
Push Tommy, and it will break his heart and his spirit. Don't expect you to be pals.
なるほど。
Now is not the time to focus on feelings. You need that info, son.
うーん。一旦、ここまでにしておくか。
Thank you, friend. Wow, this makes me feel like I should pick up smoking again. Would help with my rhymes, too.
これ、これが、これオプションでプラスつきませんか、今。そうですか。まあ、とりあえず、強引に聞くのであれば、まずレイシストからか。なんかもうたらい回しにされてる気がする。
Something odd? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
あんたが隠し事をしてるのは分かってるんだ。白状しろ。女ドライバーはどこだ？
I don't know what you're talking about.
まずあんたはシーレングがやったんじゃないと知ってたろ。
He did something. He stole his employer's goods and another lorryman's job. You should be thankful for the tip.
うん。いいからどれが女のトラックか言え。
Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Evashel West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run anything.
じゃあ誰が仕切ってるってんだ？女ドライバーか？
No. He means la puta madre.
The name resounds like a bell in the air, a dark gong. You get a
ラ
bad
プ
feeling
ータ
about
マードレ。
Yeah, him.
誰だそのラプータ？
Then I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who'd do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peony's job to find out who that is. It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
鎌にかけてるね。
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorrymen and Carters Guild.
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
The lieutenant turns and gives you a barely perceptible nod. Be careful. This man's still got some fight in him, by the looks of it. It won't be easy to break him.
おう、キムのブラフ。白明。白明。ホワイトスキルチェックか。手袋で1上げれる。でもそんなもんだな。あとお酒飲めばプラに行けるけど。まあホワイトだし、一旦これで行ってみよう
Looking
か。
for something odd? Come to
で
tell
も
me to fuck
58
off again?
いけるでしょう。10。いや、10か。10? あ、違う。6出せばいいね。いけるいける。トン
Men like
オッケー、
this
ギリギ
only
リ。
respect two things: strength and fear.
よ
Time
し。
to turn up the volume.
今すぐトラックの場所を吐け。女ドライバーのトラックはどこにある？
Fuck you, I told you. I'm not gonna...
There. His voice grows smaller as yours.
あんたのトラックを見た。場所は分かってるんだ。あれを焼き払ってやる。分かったか？
Look, fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green, banged up thing. I don't fucking know who she is.
緑色のボコボコにされたやつ。女が誰かは知らねえ。
When did she go away?
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big shot. Some dyke, probably. I haven't even seen her for days.
正確な場所を言え。
Past the monument, down there. The Green Temple. Now leave me the fuck alone, okay?
ほう。グリーンの店舗。
A small temple by the monument. Green. Let's get into that lorry.
失礼する。これか。
This green found, A to Z, contemporaire, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This must be the one he told us about. Unless he was lying.
ウィンドウから中を覗く。
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of the seat and two steering levers. Posters cover the small windows in the back. You can't make out what's on them.
ドアを開けてみよ
The door is locked. The handle looks shiny, like it's recently replaced. There's no pick in this lock. The owner has put special care into it.
う。
It's a recessed design.
キム、こいつはどうやって開ければいい？
Use the pry bar to smash the window. Open it from the inside.
本気か？
This has been hard enough. No need to make it any harder.
ふんふんふん。肉体装置。肉体装置を上げるには、 今はまあ、いいか、今はいいか。肉体装置。タンクトップ。そんなもんか。肉体装置を上げる。装備ってないんだ。オッケー。これでいけるかな。
This screen found A to Z contemporaire is parked in
ああ、
the
道具を
shadow
装
of
備
the
していない。
ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
失礼。バールのようなもの。
This screen found A to Z contemporaire is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
7。最低で7。
With a firm
7
grip,
ぴったん
raise the
こ。
pry bar, a glint of light catching on the tip. Call down the hammer of truth and justice. Release your secrets, Lorry Cabin.
面目ないな。
The window shatters and droplets of glass fly everywhere, shattering over the lorry floor and pavement.
Subtle.
The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals. There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lowest level seat where the toolbox should be.
ポスターを惚れ惚れと眺める。
These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century. One of them particularly catches your eye, a centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy, with a hint of amberette, wafting through the bitter air of the cabin.
この匂いは何だ？
The remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume, probably grenade number 5.
グラビアポスターを調べる。
The actress is draped in a sheath dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera.
ポスターはもういい。
The actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter is attached to the dashboard and a toolbox sits under the driver's seat.
無線を調べる。
Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
It has to be an advanced model to fit so many frequencies next to each other without blending them together.
ハーブフリックス FM 保存されてないか？
No, that's on 78.9.
眉を上げる。
What? I happen to have committed the frequency to memory. I have no problem admitting that.
なんでこれだけの数の無線局がいるんだ？
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation, with quite a range too.
A 20-kilometer radius at least, perhaps extended by an attachable antenna that's not here right now.
無線で何かできるか？
Doesn't look like it.
鍵が必要か。
Inoperable without the dial key.
他に何があるんだ？
The ghostly actresses and the rusty toolbox under the driver's seat and the oddly bulging seat cover.
ペダルを調べる。
You wedge yourself under the steering wheel, to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle.
ほう。それで削られた？
Sandpaper adds extra grip.
それで靴底が削られたのか？ドライバーは紙やすりをスロットルに貼り付けていったようだ。グリップ力を強化するためだろ
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
う。うんうん。紙やすりで右足の靴底の模様も消えるはずだ。
Yes?
事件現場の足跡の中に靴底が摩耗しているものがあった。他の足跡より滑らかだった。
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching.
つながりましたね。消えた8人目のメンバーがここにいたってことか。
Looks like her, yes.
ハーブ取引も彼女の仕業か。なんて女だ。
Now we know for certain who's the missing eighth person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation?
そうとも限らない。女ドライバーが誰にも言わずにハーブ密売に手を染めている可能性もある。なんとも言えないよな。あの連中か間違いない。ジョイスの話とも辻褄が合う。だが推測をやめておこう。これかな？
Understood. We should still go and see what Titus has got to say on the matter.
おう、ハーティーボーイズにハーブ取引の事実を突きつけろ。へえ。
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. The radio transmitter sits on the center console and a faint smell of perfume is in the air.
助手席のカバーを剥がす。
Voila, a stack of neatly folded papers has been stashed behind the seating fabric. You see 3 maps depicting a large metropolitan area. It's Revachol. Some of its routes and highways have been outlined with a pen.
Bonne prise.
1枚目の地図を開く。
This large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. The intake leading to Martinez is marked with a blue X. There's another X on the off-ramp at a place called the Old South. Toll booths at the intakes are marked with a circle. It looks like there are scant few ways of getting onto the elevated motorway that runs over Jamrock, and this person knows them all. There, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881. High above the mass of brown and red roofs, that is Jamrock. The commuters don't even look down. The world ceases to exist outside the windshield.
道はどこにつながってるんだ？
To Kuron, through the middle-income neighborhoods there, by the river, and then to Stella Maris and La Delta for work, while the men and women of Jamrock scuttle to their fates below the road.
2枚目の地図を開く。
This municipal map from the 30s displays a complex system of storm sewers underneath a sub-district called the Pox, old military hospital, right adjacent to the 41st precinct.
3枚目の地図を開く。
The final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels left over from the construction of Motorway 881. A few routes have been marked with a pen, where the tunnels and sewers surface near the eminent domain, and a traffic island in central Jamrock by the lake. These service tunnels were probably used during the construction of the foundation beneath the motorway. Looks like the smugglers have infiltrated the road network belonging to East Motor Tract.
イーストモータートラクト。モータートラクトに潜入している。
So it would seem. The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them.
金製品は最終的にどこに行き着く？
Hard to say. This distribution network looks certainly large, yet still vague enough. It doesn't reveal much about the Besmerti behind it.
ベスメルティ、どこかで聞いたような名だ。
The Besmerti is a Revacholian crime syndicate. They see themselves as the inheritors of the 14 Revacholian Indo-tribes, but really they're just violent gangs vying for control on the west side of Revachol. With cool names like La Puta Madre and Aura Mazda, it's a dark parody.
黒幕は誰だと思う？
It's definitely not the Union. They just do some logistics. This operation has spread everywhere in Jamrock. If it's that widespread, then Madre remains the most likely suspect. Here's bad news. There have been attempts at a serious investigation before, but they haven't ended well for those involved.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is a brave man for saying Madre's name without the winces and whispers that usually accompany it.
マードレ。書類を座席の下に戻す。
Best not to disturb the scene. I'll have forensics go over the lorry and pick this up later.
The stack of maps looks just like before, barely noticeable. The movie stars look silently by, and the pull-out toolbox has a rubber handle, worn from years of use.
引き出し式工具箱を開ける。
A metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a
新聞紙。
folded newspaper.
新聞紙を広げる。
It's an issue of Peripherique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages.
メモを拾う。
It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ulan frequency system.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. The rest is as it was. Posters, a radio, dust on the windows.
じゃあ、
He closed the rusty old lorry door.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective?
うん。
Before we return to Joyce?
ほう。キム。
All right, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
あんたは見つけたものについてどう思う？
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far.
うん。
The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net.
This means it's well-funded. Technology like that, a major player must be financing it.
I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks. Oh, and the maps we found. They reveal the geographical extent of the operation. Looks like they've used abandoned tunnels and access roads to stay hidden. This is useful info. And last but not least, it looks like the Hardy Boys knew this driver, as we know that she was present at the lynching. This may be the Union connection we've been searching for.
映画のポスターはハーブ取引とどう関係がある？
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade.
大量に貼ってあった、特に女ドライバーのキャビンには。
Yes, well,
これで組合が取引に関わってることが明らかになった。それはなんかまだ時期尚早な気がするけど。
like Joyce told us, yes, logistically. But don't expect to bust this open during our stay here. At best, this is an angle we can use against them to other ends as extra ammunition.
まあ少なくともハーディーボーイズは関わってそうか。
Meaning, someone as slippery as Everard won't be caught by a couple of cops and some stuff they found in some cabin.
RCM はこの件を捜査するのか？
We should return to the murder case. See what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest the narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation. Sometime later, when we're done here. We do not want to get caught in that.
今何を考えてる？
The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madrid group
なるほ
is
どね。
involved.
さっき言って
I
た
can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome.
RCM の中にもマードレー一味がいるから、それが故にもみ消されてるんじゃないかって話ね。汚職か？
All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone
う
either.
ん。わかった。確認は以上か？
Debrief over. After you.
うん。
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. The windows are clear. Fumes of heavy fuel oil waft.
Right to work!
よし。なんか会話変わるかな？
I saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble?
レイシストから女のトラックの場所を聞いたんで調べていただけだ。
Still better than me, I guess. Told you there's plenty of others who tell on her. But is she in trouble?
うん。悪いが捜査について口外することはできない。
It's that bad. Man, what should I do? What should I do to help her?
あんたは何もすることはない。心配するな。警察に任せておけ。
Yeah, maybe I should just keep my head down and work on my rhymes while I can.
あ、実はまだ聞きたいことがある。
The man taps his fingers
これダメか。
rhythmically
プラ
against
ス
his
にならん
arm.
か。君のことを気を使ってあまり強めの質問はしなかったんだけど、そこは感謝してもらえないか。あれこれ何？ページ3がある。落書き。20時6分ね。ちょいとタイタスつついてみますか。あとこれだな。これ
Behind the dock workers, a ceiling height window.
お前にはまだ早い。
Hawthorne branches scrape the glass like bony
まだ早い
fingers.
か。
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
俺はイブラートと話をしてきた。イブラートはあんたらがこの件に協力すると保証してくれたぞ。
Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy, and now she's making me play with you. Is that it, lawman?
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You gonna go and tell on us?
大人げないぞ。イブラートに協力しろと言われたんじゃないのか。
Yeah, I heard him. The fuck do you think I'm doing here? You'd have your ass handed to you if it wasn't for the boss man's word. Let me state this very clearly, Capo.
8%。
Hello, officer.
8%。
I'm Titus Hardy, and these are my boys. Hardy boys. How may we assist you?
協力的じゃないな。よく聞け。あんたらとこの界隈のハーブ取引の接点を見つけた。
Like hell you have. There is no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a
う
rock.
ーん、動じな
Go
い。
back to Jamrock and ask the local junkies how clean your streets are in precinct 41 kilos.
We'll do that. In the meantime, did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock? The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprints. Detective, do you want to deliver the coup de grâce?
The thought forms in your head, like a lightning strike branching in the sky.
うーん、あんたは正しい。この町にハーブ取引をする者はいない。あんた以外にはな。
That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts on the street.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would do. To get rid.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. For the good of the community, of course.
胸の悪くなる話だ。あんたは自分たちが同胞に毒を持って利益を得ていることを認めている。
Boo fucking who? People will always be taking drugs. Might as well do it.
認めちゃったもん。また認めちゃったこれも。
Yeah, that's what the labor movement is.
強いな、ハーディ。
Clean and organized. And the Hardy boys are running it.
Theoretically, of course. We're just talking politics here. My answer to your drug accusation is, how dare you? Go fuck yourself.
Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints on the crime scene. There are only 7 Hardy boys here.
あんたらの8人目のメンバー、ずっと正体不明の人物だ。彼女がハーブ取引を行っている。そうだな。
My answer is, fuck off. Mind your own business. There is no 8th Hardy. I run this goddamn scene.
And here we go. Back to the usual.
I know! Fatty walked on all fours. He's so fucking fat he left 2 sets of footprints.
Despite everything, the little man is quick on his feet.
Go fuck your mom, Dennis.
That's more like it, boys. You heard him. It was Angus on all fours. Anything else you need to know?
こんなんで納得しろっていうの？アンガスが四つん這いで歩いたから8個目の足跡ができたって？なかなか。ハーブ取引の事実を突きつけたプラス1。いやー、まだまだだね。まあ、権威を少し上げれば、もう少し可能性は出てくるんだろうけど、立ち去ろう。そっか、決め手にはならずか。21時ぐらいから、ちょっと待って。次元のものはバルコニーの喫煙者がこれ21時ね。以降ね。そんなもんか。時間制限あんの。うん。タトゥーね。これ、遺体の予備検視が済んだら。小便飛ばしっこ競争。 密の通路に入る方法。結局、それって、
Yes?
解決できてないんだよな。あんた俺を尾行してるみたいだ。
Excuse me?
あ、ついてくるなってこともできんだ。
You have a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide.
独特とは
I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock Shuffle. Officers from Jamrock's 41st precinct tend to move a bit erratically.
そうなのか？
They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic yet thorough. Prioritizes containers.
Yes, but containers contain things, shiny things. They're interesting.
なんで箱が優先なんだ？
I don't know. Containers contain.
そうだね。
Yes.
私も実際
I'm
そう
making
だね、
assumptions.
これね。
We should move on.
箱があったら箱見に行っちゃうもんな。違う、そうじゃないよ。おしっこ飛ばし、おしっこ飛ばしについて話をしたいんだけどな。できないのか、まだ。
No response. He just a moment passes. The lieutenant.
うん。あとは、秘密の通路。全然秘密の通路。答えが出ない。
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue. The door does not. The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch.
うん。
Old cobalt paint. The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod.
なんか聞いたことのない。
Acknowledging your presence.
この国ではレバショール語が使われてるんだ。
Speak Revacholian.
気力が減った。レバショール語？そう、レバショール語だ。彼がペラペラやってる田舎臭い言葉じゃなく。
We speak Suren. There is no such thing as the Revacholian language. But don't worry. Your message remains clear.
一個回復しとこ。
The cook is still smoking, ash falling from between his fingers. His hands are large and clean.
Good thing he didn't understand a word of your stupidity.
うん。何も。
Hey, was there something you needed?
厨房
I
の
love
奥。
those. Oh yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door. No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old...
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
ガルテの下手な芝居はそっとしておいてやる。
He looks at the dust
あ、
on
ダメ
his
か。
finger.
Oh yes, that door, sure. No, I... Or some...
He's attempting to maintain an...
Fine, okay. A
う
little.
ん。
But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias I manage. So I haven't opened it. Yes?
ここどうすれば開くんだろうね。鍵なんてないよな。うん。でもいるのよ。あ、でもあそこの先がここかはわかんないのか。そこどうやって行くんだろうな、ここ。3階っぽいよな。 うん。1階、2階、3階だよね、やっぱり。なんか隠し部屋がある？
The door is closed. Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance.
何度もノックしてみよう
Still
か。
nothing. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance. Still nothing. The lieutenant gives
ダ
you
メ
a
だ。
quick. Still nothing. The lieutenant
変わら
gives
ず
you
だ。
a quick glance. This door can only be opened with.
鏡はもう一回いけんのかな？あとこのドアだよね。
A mirror hangs on the
ああ、
bathroom
ロック
wall.
中か。
It's barely covered in steam anymore.
でこっから行けんのかな、さっきの3階。こっからはもう行けないもんな。うん。3階へ行く方法。ん？第一面を見ても何もピンとこない。変だな。第一面とは。よし。じゃあ今回はこの辺で一旦区切りますか。もうそろそろバルコニーに行かないといけないね。はい。ではよろしければ次回もご覧ください。ご視聴ありがとうございました。